Dear friends of electronic keyboards and electronics, welcome to our video, where we've documented one of our most common types of repairs, the replacement of a potentiometer. In this video, we will specifically demonstrate the replacement of a special rotary endless potentiometer, the so-called super knob, on a 2018 Yamaha MODX8 synthesizer. The super knob is a key control on this instrument. It lets you control multiple sound parameters at once, smoothly and in real time. When it doesn't work properly, for example, when it skips or jumps, it becomes hard to control sounds accurately and can be very annoying to use. That's exactly what's happening with this instrument in today's video, and why the super knob needs to be replaced. Friends, even though this repair may look easy on video, we recommend attempting it only if you have proper electronics training and prior repair experience. Without any further delay, let's get started with the repair. If you decide to do this repair at home, it's best to have a buddy to help with handling the instrument, a large and sturdy table, and a cordless screwdriver with a PH2 Phillips bit. Place the synthesizer upside down on a sturdy table, and support the casing so it is not resting on the potentiometer shafts. Next, we need to remove all screws from the bottom cover. There are two different lengths of Phillips screws, so we recommend marking their positions according to their length. Slowly lift off the upper cover, but be careful because several cables leading from the bottom cover are attached to it. Free the cables from their clips and very carefully disconnect the connectors. Pay special attention to the delicate FFC ribbon cable connectors. To gain full access to the potentiometer board, you also need to remove the keyboard assembly. At this point, we mark the positions of the long screws that secure the keyboard assembly between the key counterweight wires, and we unscrew all of them. We also remove the securing metal brackets fastened with small screws. Now, we remove the potentiometer knobs. If any of them are too tight, this is where a knob puller tool comes in. To avoid scratching the panel, I protect the area around the potentiometers with electrical tape and gently rock the tool back and forth while pulling the cap upward. Next, we unscrew the potentiometer board, labeled PNC, which also includes the super knob potentiometer. Then we disconnect all of its connectors and remove the board from the instrument. I place the board on an anti-static mat, and we can finally move on to the soldering. We strongly recommend using an anti-static wrist strap. You'll need a fine-tip soldering iron, soldering supplies such as flux, soft solder, a desoldering pump, or a solder wick. My micro soldering iron is set to 350 degrees Celsius or 660 degrees Fahrenheit. To make desoldering easier, I apply flux and add a generous amount of soft solder to all of the pins. First, I heat both mounting tabs at the same time, and as soon as the solder starts to melt, I gently bend the potentiometer downward. At this point, it is held only by the 4 pins in a single row. I then heat these pins as well, and once the solder melts, I carefully remove the potentiometer, never using excessive force. Now I clean the remaining solder residue from the pads. Finally, I position the new potentiometer and solder it into place. Now all that's left is to reassemble the entire instrument by following the same steps in reverse. Now it's time to test the new super knob. And yes, it's working smoothly again. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe.